Hey, how's it going YouTube, and welcome back to yet another server battle video, and today we'll be taking on Astral. Big shout out to Zyodic for making this happen, alongside Big for introducing us. Astral is a Pixelmon server that is extremely new player friendly. It's a more casual experience than a lot of Pixelmon servers out there, but they are looking to expand themselves more into some competitive Pokemon, which I highly welcome. They have also really cool custom forms, gym leaders ran by real people, so the battles feel really authentic. Also has a great community to back it up. Make sure you check the links below for the Discord server as well as the server IP so you can play Astral for yourself. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's get right into the formats. So if you've missed one of my previous server battle videos, essentially we pick 3 formats to play. The standard is NatDex OU, and then the server picks a format, and we pick a format. I bring 2 friends alongside me, and the owner of the server brings 2 staff members or battlers with them. For the formats today, we will be doing NatDex OU, Scarlet Violet Ubers, and National Dex Monotype. Zyodic, the owner, will be playing NatDex OU, and for my side, I brought my good friend Loki to take on the challenge. For our side, we had picked Scarlet Violet Ubers, which was actually my pick, because Miraidon and Koraidon are both legal there, and they were recently added to Pixelmon in the newest 1.16 update. I will be taking on this format and battling Astral Battler Duckle. Finally, Astral picked NatDex Monotype, with their battler being Hoytman, and our battler being my good friend Zackus Toasty. Remember to be sure to leave a like and subscribe, as well as comment down below which server you'd like to see me feature next. Alright, sorry for the long intro, let's get right into the battles. First up is Duckle versus myself and Scarlet and Violet Ubers. Duckle leads Iron Treads as I lead Glomora. I survive an Earthquake with Focus Sash, and I use Mud Shot, lowering their speed as well as taking them down to 45%. I'm then faster and the next Mud Shot kills. Zamazenta comes in next and takes down Glomora with a Behemoth Bash, but I now have 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. I send in Miraidon since they have no switch-ins. I use Electro Drift and it does 74% to Zama, but they hit back with a hard Play Rough. However, I think they'll switch, so I use U-Turn and go into Duskmane. I use Trick Room after surviving Body Press. I then use Swords Dance and tank another Body Press. I take out Zamazenta with Photon Geyser, and Dondozo comes in. It uses Curse, but I just use Photon Geyser. Dondozo eats it and then KOs Necrozma the next turn with Body Press. I send in Miraidon and use Electro Drift to take it down. Dragapult is out next. I sacrifice Miraidon to the Dragon Darts, and I send in Iron Bundle, who gets a speed boost from the electric terrain. 1 Ice Beam later and Dragapult falls. Fluttermane is in next, so I go for Hydro Pump to do big damage, about 60%. Iron Bundle then falls to the oncoming Thunderbolt. I send in Arceus Ground next, and I tank a Shadow Ball and KO with Earthquake. Finally, his Miraidon comes out. I send in Rayquaza, predicting the Draco Meteor so they can lower their special attack, but I see its Dragon Pulse, which needs a crit to take out Arceus Ground from this range. I send in Arceus Ground and get the final KO with Earthquake, winning the battle. I get the first point for my team, and the next battle is NatDex OU, Zyodic versus Loki. Also, before anyone ever yells at Zyodic, he made it very clear that he is new to competitive Pokemon, so settle down when you see the GOAT play, okay? Zyodic leads Swampert as Loki leads Tapu Lele. Loki goes for Moonblast as Zyodic goes for the Earthquake. Loki then KOs Swampert next with another Moonblast. Zyodic sends in Pelipper, setting Rain. Loki swaps in Alomomola as Zyodic went for Scald. Loki uses Toxic as Zyodic uses U-Turn, pivoting into Ludicolo. Loki swaps into Landorus as Ludicolo does solid damage with Giga Drain. Loki then pivots back into Alomomola as Ludicolo went for Ice Beam. Loki then swapped into Iron Valiant, but it took massive damage from the Giga Drain. Loki then uses Destiny Bond, and as Ludicolo takes down Valiant, he goes down with him. Zyodic then sends in Ferrothorn as Loki sends in Alomomola. Loki uses Protect to stall a rain turn while Zyodic had gone for Thunder Wave. Loki then uses Wish as Zyodic sets up Stealth Rocks. Loki then uses Flip Turn and sends in Landorus, who's immune to Thunder Wave. Loki goes for Earthquake, doing solid damage, while Zyodic goes for Power Whip, getting some chip. Zyodic then switches into Tapu Lele, but it's swapped into a hard-hitting Earthquake, doing about 75%. Zyodic then goes for Focus Blast, misses, and Landorus KOs Tapu Lele with U-Turn. Loki then sends in Aloe as Zyodic went for Ferrothorn. Zyodic goes for Power Whip and misses as Loki went for Wish. Loki then uses Flip Turn and switches into Landorus, who eats the Power Whip and gets the Wish Heal. Loki uses Earthquake as Zyodic sends in Blissey, and it does good damage. Loki then U-turns into Alomomola, but Blissey had landed the Toxic on it. Zyodic uses Wish, but so does Loki. Zyodic sends in Pelipper as Loki flip turns into Tapu Lele, who loves the Wish Heal. Loki then uses Thunderbolt and takes down the Pelipper. Zyodic sends in Ferrothorn, but Loki swaps into Landorus. Loki clears hazards with Defog, while Zyodic does chip damage with Power Whip. Loki then uses U-turn and goes into Hawlucha, who eats the next Power Whip. Loki then uses Substitute as Zyodic went for Power Whip again, but it's not enough to break the sub. Loki goes for Swords Dance as Zyodic tried to go for Leech Seed, but couldn't thanks to the Substitute. Loki then uses Close Combat and takes out Ferrothorn. Blissey comes out next, but falls to Acrobatics, and Loki has now won, getting us our second point. GG's to both players, and now we have our final match, NatDex Monotype, Hoytman versus Zach is Toasty. Hoytman had chosen the Fairy type since he is the Fairy Gym Leader, while Zach had chosen Fire because, well, Zach likes Arcanine. Zach leads Skeledirge and Hoytman leads Grimmsnarl. Zach uses Torch Song while Hoytman uses Thunder Wave. Hoytman then swaps to Diancie, while Zach had used yet another Torch Song with Skeledirge at +2 special attack. It is insanely scary here. Diancie uses Diamond Storm, but Skeledirge survives, and an Earth Power from Skeledirge KOs Diancie. Hoytman then sends in Tapu Fini. Zach swaps into Armarouge, but Tapu Fini lands the Hydro Pump, and it takes Armarouge to low health. Tapu Fini then takes out Armarouge next turn with another Hydro Pump. Zach sends in Hisuian Arcanine and uses Wild Charge, but Tapu Fini survives with 46%, yet it misses the next Hydro Pump. Hoytman switches into Grimmsnarl as Zach went for another Wild Charge. Zach does Wild Charge again, taking Grimmsnarl down to 3%, and Hoytman had gone for Thunder Wave, but it failed because Misty Terrain was still up. The next turn, Arcanine takes down Grimmsnarl. Hoytman sends in Tapu Koko, and Zach swaps into Skeledirge, sacrificing it to the oncoming Thunderbolt. Zach sends in Torkoal. The next turn, Tapu Koko lands a critical hit Volt Switch and pivots into Tapu Fini, but Zach had gone for Stealth Rocks. Tapu Fini then takes down Torkoal with Hydro Pump, and Zach sends in Infernape next. Tapu Fini misses Hydro Pump, and Infernape takes it down with Thunder Punch. Tapu Lele is out next. Hoytman uses Psyshock, and it KOs Infernape. Next out is Hisuian Arcanine, and as Hoytman swaps into Tapu Koko, the head smash from the Arcanine takes it down. Hoytman then sends in Iron Valiant, and one close combat takes out Hisuian Arcanine. Volcarona is out next, and Zach goes for Quiver Dance, but the knockoff from the Iron Valiant did big damage. Hoytman then uses Spirit Break, and while getting a little bit of chip damage, it lowers Volcarona's special attack. Volcarona then takes it down with Fiery Dance, and it gets the special attack boost back. However, as Tapu Lele is sent back in, it lives the next Fiery Dance on 2%, and it gets the KO with Psyshock. Hoytman has won, giving Astral 1 point. GG's again to both players, and the end score is us with 2 points, Astral with 1, making us the winner of this server battle. I want to give a huge thank you to Zyodic again for making this possible, so make sure you guys check out Astral, links in the description down below, and I'd also like to thank Loki and Zach for joining me, and thank you guys for watching the video. These server battles have actually been really fun, and I can't wait to do more, so leave a comment down below what server I should challenge next, and then check out one of these videos here on screen. That does it for this one, folks. See you in the next one. Take care.